Hey, hi guys, this is Ankit again. And today's video we are going to talk about Rubrik backup tool. And mostly we will go for introduction here along with basic concept and the architecture of Rubrik backup tool along with some key feature or the hardware information. So before starting that, let's discuss about the Rubrik first. So what is Rubrik? It is a data management and data security organization and founded around 2014, and it is an American company. So mainly they are doing backup stuff, but along with that they are very much in data security as well, and they are doing really great on that part as well. And when you will see like in data security there are a number of things are there, and they tie up with uh, some good company, CrowdStrike and other, and they are doing really great in the terms of backup. When you will see, they introduce the security feature here as well. So later time when I will make more videos in the deep, I will show you that like which kind of security feature they are having, where they are monitoring the threats, handling the threats, and there are a number of other things are there. However, before going too deep on the Rubrik architecture, let's talk about the backup first. I already talked about the backup in my earlier introduction video of storage backup and cloud, but let me rephrase it. So what is backup and why it is needed? So the first thing is that what we are actually taking the backup, right? So it is the data, it is the digital data which we are taking the backup. And data is in a modern organization, or you can say that in modern age, is very valuable. Losing data can cause significant disruption or and financial losses. You know that in a digital era everything is data. Even people paying for the data, for the advertisement, to reach to the consumer, and then there are a number of things. And everywhere, whatever you are doing, somewhere something is getting stored, right? And that is the data that is very valuable. If you take the example of in our, even in our daily day to day digital work, we are doing a number of things, whether it is our picture, video, doing some messages or something else. Even for that, if that will get deleted, or somehow I lost the phone, or anyone lost the phone, or somehow that phone crashed or something and lose the data, so you can see the impact. There is a lot of impact due to that. But in the same time, when you will see on the enterprise organization label, that data is very very important, and it is too much value. That valuation is too much for that. So for the same, to secure that, definitely we need to back it up, and that's why the backup is needed. So these tools are these tools are like helping to back up those data in a one, multiple copies, or even replicate those data to another location. So if a disaster or something happening, or cyber attack happen on the data center, on the server database application, so that data can be recovered from there, or that particular DR site can make as a primary, and people can run their application and other thing. So the data backup is the process of copying data from a primary location to a secondary location to ensure it can be recovered in the case of data loss. And this practice is crucial for maintaining the integrity and availability of data, which is vital for business operation. As I said, data is the lifeblood of modern organization, and losing data can cause significant disruption and financial losses. When you will like talk about which kind of incident can happen, so you know that disaster uh, can happen. Restoring data after event like hardware failure, server attacks on natural disaster, or anything else. Even accidentally you are deleting or removing your some files or folders, so that need to be like recovered. Data integrity is there, ensuring that data remains accurate and uncorrupted over the time. So there are a number of other situation can be there where you need to recover that data, and there the backups comes in the picture. So when we talk about the backup, so there are multiple types of backups we are taking with these tools, but mainly I will talk about full backup, incremental backup, and the differential backup. So incremental backup is a full copy of all the data. So suppose if you are having a server, everything whatever is there as per the definition, the full backup will be taken. And this is the most comprehensive type of backup, also most time consuming and storage intensive, because you are taking everything backed up. And if you are having multiple like full backup of a server in a very frequent, definitely it will impact your storage, but not nowadays, it will not that much, because internally the systems are now smart enough to do the dedupe and compression, but definitely that it will be a time consuming for that. So that's why incremental and differential backup helps there. So you are having a full backup, and then after that you start to take the incremental backup. So incremental backup only take the backup of those data which has been changed from last backup. So suppose on Monday you like on Sunday you are having a full backup, Monday you are having incremental backup. So whatever data has been changed after the Sunday backup, that only will be taken there. And then again on Tuesday when you are taking a backup, so whatever data has been changed after the Monday backup, it will take that backup only. And when you will talk about differential backup, so copying all data that has been changed since the last full backup. So what does mean? Suppose on Sunday you are having a full backup. So Monday once the backup will happen, so after the full backup whatever data modified, it will take the backup. But when Tuesday the backup will happen, again whatever data has been modified after the Sunday full backup, it will take all those data backup. So it is a like a flexible option is like it is a kind of flexible option is there, but it also required more storage. But as I said, the dupes and other stuffs are there, so due to that it is not that much costing over the storage. And it is also like faster than the incremental backup, so it restore data faster than incremental backup. But yeah, it depend upon your environment and your requirement, and accordingly you guys can configure it. Nowadays mostly like it is automated, like first time it is taking tool like full backup, and after that all the backups are incremental kind of thing. Now let's talk about the backup solution and the tools. So organization can use various tools and solution to automate and manage backup. So there are a number of tools are there. Rubrik is the which we are talking about. There are Commvault is there, Net Backup is there, HPDP is there, TSM is there, Veeam is there, Cohesity is there, and other much more tools are there. So mainly when you will talk about on the backup solution, there is a two kind of backup solutions are there. On premises solution and the cloud based solution. So the physical device like external hard drive, NAS, and the tape drive, which use for on prem solution, and the cloud based solution, like it is a backup as a service. So there we deploy as a backup as a service, and there we are having their storage, internal storage of the cloud, which we use to take the backup. Like when you would take the example of Rubrik cloud backup, there you are having AMI images of the Rubrik cloud, uh, like Rubrik instances, and just you need to go to the marketplace, and there you will download the AMI, and then you can form your cluster. Okay, definitely it will need minimum 4 nodes there, because they are using ratio coding, and due to that, for the data prevention, due to that, they need at least 4 nodes. So we'll more talk about that, and definitely you will have the redundancy and security feature, and it will store data there, as well as there is a S3 bucket. There you can store the data. You can replicate data to one region to other region as well. Even you can replicate the data from on-prem to the cloud as well. So it depends upon like how you want to like go with that. So now let's talk about the key concept in the backup technology, RPO and RTO. We talked about this in other videos as well, couple of time. So let's talk about here the need of that. So the maximum acceptance amount of data loss measure in the time, it determine how frequently backup should be performed. So it depends upon the RPO, how much data client wants to lose, and accordingly how frequent the backup needs to be done, or sometime the replication need to be done, whether from the storage or using some other tool. It is that. And the recovery time objective, so the maximum acceptable amount of time to restore data and resume normal operation. So it is the solution, like how soon you can make that application or function ready to be used. So what is the RTO, the time they have given? It could be possible client is willing to lose 1 hour data only, but definitely to make that application up and functional, there could be possible RTO will be 6 hour, 12 hour. It depends upon how the environment is there. So accordingly we'll go with that. So that's all for backup. So let's talk about now data archive. So what is archive? So when we talk about the archive, it is actually a longer retention time we are talking about. We are taking a backup of the data for which we want to have a longer retention. That is the one feature. Other feature is also there. When you will configure the archive backup, you have an option where what will happen, the archival backup will be taken and then the source data will be deleted. This option is there, and that's why people configure this for log backup, database log backup. So where the backups are done and then they are deleting those logs. And when you are taking the archival backup, many situation you are taking the archival backup and you are placing that to the other storage, or a low cost storage, I can say that low cost drive there, or you can placing that in the tape even, as per the requirement or retention and your compliance. So it depend upon. And then what is the purpose of that? So to retain the data for historical reference, compliance, future use, rather than for immediate recovery. We don't need that. So that situation is also. And frequency perform very less. Definitely if it is a log backup, it will happen in certain time every day as per the schedule. But normally when the people, suppose I'm giving you an example, one people is a crucial people was there and he's left the organization, or going away from the organization. So their data is very important. So what people will do, it can't be taken as a backup, because backup is having less retention. It can be a 14 days, it can be a 1 month, or it can be less than that as well. So if you want that data, whether it is for the compliance purpose or any future use, you go for the archival option. So why we are taking the archive backup? As I said, long term, like storage, definitely the accessibility, cost efficiency is there. When you are storing your data in a archive, you go with the like cheaper solution for the archiving. But it depends, if really it is too much, then you are going other than like the same place people are installing as well. And definitely for the compliance, helps organization meet regularity requirement for the data retention. And definitely, as it is like it is for the longer period backup is happening, like backup has been taken, then accessibility doesn't need it, like immediate accessibility can be retrieved whenever it is needed. And like it can be happen, as I said, like long term, it is getting stored, so it can be years or even decade. And now, what is the key difference on the backup and the archive? So the backups are for recovery, the sooner recovery, archive for the long term retention. And like frequency, definitely backups are frequent, but archiving is less frequent. And storage, as I said, like backups are often on the faster storage and more accessible media, but archives are on cost effective long term storage, if it is really big or you have that kind of solution. And now talk about the best practice of the backups. So regular testing, definitely periodically test backup system to ensure data can be restored successfully. It is very important. Data encryption, protect data, backup data, that encryption to prevent unauthorized access. This is really important. Geographical redundancy, definitely store backup in multiple location to protect uh, against regional disaster. So as I said, it depend upon your like data. Sometimes you are having multiple copy of data in the same system, on a local location as well. Okay. Or you can have a replication on the another side. Okay. And here you will have your backup store as well. So the first copy will be here and the second copy will be here. So if something will happen on this whole location, this can be recovered from here, or this can be make a primary copy as well from the restoring. And definitely automatic backups needed. Use automated tool to ensure backup are performed consistently, and like on schedule manner. So these are the best practice to have your backup checked, and have a good kind of backup on the same. So let's go now, as we talked about backup and archive. I'm hoping you understand that. But definitely in if you will watching this video and have some concern or something, you can comment it and I will try to answer the same. So now let's go with the Rubrik tool basic concept. Okay. So as I said, Rubrik Inc. is an American cloud data management and data security company based in Palo Alto, and California, founded in January 2014. And when we talked about Rubrik, you can check that here. Earlier, when it was introduced, it was having CDM UI. So this is the CDM UI, which you were having in a 2014. Right now also you are having, but it has its own limitation where you are having single cluster management and the local backup and restore. So suppose you are having, as you know that Rubrik is having its own hardware with the storage. So let me give you a small example, and later we'll more talk about that physical architecture. So they are having the bricks. Okay. And they are having 3 to 4 nodes there, with 3 to 4 or even like 6 drives in each node. It depend upon. So minimum one brick needed for making a cluster. So 4 node or 3 node, it depend upon. Mostly of them are 4 node, but yeah, one or two series are still having 3 node. So this is a brick, and when you are having a cluster, you can have a single brick and you can have a multiple bricks as well. And that has been managed by the CDM UI. But if you are having different environment in a different location, and suppose you are having this and this, total three cluster, then what will happen? Initially you will be not able to you was not able to manage that. Then the Polaris GPS introduced, so you can see that it introduced on the 2016. And then uh, it was able to manage multiple CDM clusters, and along with that giving the more features and all. And then the main RSC has been introduced, Rubrik Security Cloud, and where it is a unified management solution. And it can be a SaaS based, and it can be a locally also deploy, it depend upon the your requirement. So this kind of facility it's given. So you are having Rubrik Security Cloud, which will give you the unified management security layer, or RBAC, role based access control will be there. Policy management, it can be from here only. Reporting can be here for only. Data observability can be there. Recovery legends, everything can be done from here. However, still CDM is there UI, from where you can go and you can check the backups, how it is happening and all. You can do few of this stuff, but mainly everything is managed by RSC. And when you will talk about the Rubrik tool, as I said, the data protection, it is using Reshore coding method when they are doing the data protection. So it is the latest method, uh, enhanced from the red. I will compare it also, how it is different. So Reshore coding is a method of data protection that encodes and partitions data into fragmentation or fragment, sorry, fragmentation I said, like fragments, and calculate parity, so that in the event of a disk or node failure, the original data can be reconstructed. The number of data and parity blocks is configured based on the desired number of failures to withstand. Rubrik user assure coding, it is 4 to 2 they are using, with a specific implementation of Reed Solomon algorithm to improve the performance, provide latency, and use space efficiency. Assure coding required a minimum cluster size of 4 nodes. So it definitely need, as per their parity distribution and the fragments of the data, of the partition of the data. So they definitely need that. So this Reed Solomon algorithm is there like coldest for the Facebook is also, I think this one is only using for their cold storage. So it is very pretty impressive is there, which improve the performance, and the other stuffs are also there for that. And what is different from RAID 6, why it is needed, and the new organization, I think Nutanix is also using the same method. And it is really important, because when you will have a suppose a RAID 6, where what is happening, your overhead, data overhead, is around 30 to 50%, 30 to 50%, as the it is a dual parity, data protection is there. So when you will see, it is this kind of that. And another thing is that if the data is big, the recovery will take a lot of time. But when you will see here, as it is partitioning the data into fragments and calculate everything, the parity and other stuff, it doesn't uh, consume that much of data as a overhead. They're very small size they are using right now. I can't remember that. And the same time, the recovery is very faster for that. And there are other more things are there, which is really good. You can have a search on the Google, and you will get to know more about that. And once we will go the deep level course, then we will talk more about that as well. So let's go further here. So here you can see that I've just given the example like Rubrik Security Cloud, where you are having multiple cloud with the edge system. Okay, and accordingly, like RSC is managing everything. So this way you will be, and even if you are having something on the AWS, Azure, or GCP, it will manage that also. So you can manage everything from here. You can deploy this, and you can like configure here, and it will be manageable managed from here only. So it is a very good solution on that. And here I have just given one small architecture diagram how the backups are happening. And I have given the example of the VM. So suppose if it is happening, so how it can feel like in architecture level what is going on. So you have configure a VM, you have your SLA domain configure there, most of the things will be done. Okay, and as per the SLA domain schedule, it will run. And once it will start, then the SLA domain will backups begin, it will apply, and then the pre or post script pre script will be there, then the VM snapshot will happen, and then the post script will be happen, and then the uh, like incremental backup is stored on a Rubrik cluster. So this is the like 6 step which will be performed for a normal backup which is happening. And same kind of thing will be for back for the database and other backups as well. So it is just a small example for you guys. So let's go like further. So before going further, I want to discuss AWS cloud is like a solution as well. uh, I mean like Rubrik cloud cluster as well. So let me go with this. So how it is happening initially, I said that, but yeah, let's go one by one. First the cloud, and then the physical. I have also introduced few of the things there. So you are having your AWS. Suppose I am giving the AWS example environment. Marketplace is there. You will go in MP, and there you will download the AMI for your Rubrik cloud cluster, and then you will deploy this AMI as per the use. Okay, and there are 3 criterias are there, and accordingly you will choose your AMI is a EC2 instances. Okay, and it will have minimum 4 node, and it will deploy, it will take some time, and then it will have a 4 EC2 instances deploy, and then it will form a cluster. You will take a CLI, and then you will do the other configuration and everything here. And after that, you can configure all kind of backup here. Most of the database or the server level, instance level backup, Linux, Windows, you can take it. It will be a snapshot basis. So whatever will be the snapshot basis, you don't need an agent to be installed here. But when you will have Oracle or something, one agent will be installed on there, and then accordingly it will take backup. It depend upon where you want to put that data. Here it will have the cluster is also having some storage space, but mostly it is going to S3 bucket. You will place it, and accordingly you can do a cross I can say that reason as well if you want to transfer the data. And you can do some other thing as well, which we will talk about once we'll go for the deep on the same. Now let's talk about the physical one. So how the physical ones looks like. So I have already explained that bit of in earlier slide, but let's go with that. So first thing is that we are having R6000 series and F10000 series. These two series right now is there, and old there are few more was there. So when you are having 6000 series, and even like sorry, f 10,000 series, you are going to have 4 nodes. Definitely the number of sorry hard disk will be different here. And when you will talk about 6000, it will be like one SSD will be there, and other I think three hard disk will be there, the different size, and different model in the 6000 having the different size. So mostly the SSD will be 3.84 for all of them, TB 3.84, but the hard disk will start from the 4 TB and it go up to 16 TB as per the model. And it will have the same kind of drives, four drives will be there. And when you will having the F series, there will be five drives will be there. So one SSD and like four, oh sorry, five HDD it will be, I think so. Later I will have a chart, I will show you accordingly. It will have the size will be start from when we will talk about the SSD, it will be 3.84, but later on the higher side one, it will be 7.68 TB. It will be like that. So those detail we will talk about, but what I am trying to say that, so you are having a brick with the four nodes, and then it can be form a cluster, you can have multiple as well, and this way you will have the cluster. So now when you want to manage it, there is two way you can do that. CDM, it will have very less option to do that, and other is there which you are having the RSC, Rubrik Security Cloud is there. So everything will be noted as a cluster have been formed, and it will go here. So here, from here you will deploy anything. You can put the policies, all kind of stuff you can do from there. So this is the mainly the hardware configuration, but definitely we'll talk about more when I will show you the pictures how the communication or connection will be there. So let's go further here. So here is the Rubrik Security Cloud kind of architecture, I can say what it's do, or what data you can see that data protection. So cloud data protection, enterprise data protection is there, SaaS data protection and structured data protection is there. Data threat analytics is also there. As I said, it is they are good, very good on the security. So threat hunting is there, threat monitoring is there, anomaly detection is there. Data security posture, you can say sensitive data monitoring, user access, user activity, cyber recovery is there, threat containment is there, cyber recovery simulation is also there, additional data security product is also there. So all these features are there with the Rubrik Security Cloud. Then you are having the layer of data threat engine is there, time series data and metadata, zero trust design. So for the security they are, as I said, more dedicated or more focus on that, that's why. And then you are having API automation is also there on that. And when I will show you that in others video when we will launch the Rubrik Security Cloud. There are more feature I can show you. So now let's go what kind of backup or environment Rubrik Security Cloud supports. So let's go on that slide. Here you can see that which kind of application or the environment it supports. So the physically you can say that SQL, Oracle, Unix, NAS, MySQL, Postgres, SAP HANA, Epic, everything is there. Virtual VMware, Hyper-V, Nutanix is there. NoSQL is also MongoDB and other. Cassandra is there. Cassandra. And the cloud and SaaS, you can see that Microsoft is there, AWS is there, Oracle, Azure, Google Cloud, everything is there. So it is supported most of them. And the environment, you can see that all kind of environment it is given which kind of environment, OS, physical, virtual, archival location where it can be done. So a couple of item, it can be old. This is the old screenshot I have taken. I think it is from 2020. I think in the 2 years there are lots of modification happens. So we'll talk more about these, like but you know that, like virtualization Nutanix is there, storage protocol, NAS, SMB, iSCSI, other stuffs are there. Network, you can see that NAS again is the NFS is there, and the purity is also like pure. It is management volume, NFS, secure SMB. They can support Oracle database, SAP, Microsoft Exchange, AIX, Linux, every on the OS and application side. And physical, you can see that RHEL, Oracle, Linux, all Ubuntu, AIX, Solaris, everything has been supported. So you can go with that, or you can pause the video and you can check that, like all kind of environment which it can be supported. So let's now go with the physical architecture detail which we talked about. So as I earlier said to you, so mainly there are two kind of node series are there, R6000 and the F10000 is there. And to form a cluster, minimum one brick should be there. And you can see the requirement, or also the 6304, the three nodes need to be there, other all four nodes brick are there. So that is and then when you will see the hard drive, so you can see that per node 1313, as I said, one SSD and three SSD, one SSD and three HSD. And the F series, it is one SSD and five and plus five SSD. So there is no like HDD is there in the F series, the flash series, you can say that. And accordingly, like in the brick level, you will have this like hard disk count. And as I said, like SSD, it will be 3.84 TB for here. And it start like from HSD from 4 TB. I think this one is 4 TB, also is 6 is there. For this one it is 8, and it is 10, and I think it is 12 TB, and it is I think 16 TB HSD. In these models they are having this kind of only like sorry, I'm not talking about this one. So this one will be the 16, and below will be accordingly 6, 8, 10, and 12 and 16. From here it will start, and it will be like that. And all these are like SSD will be there. So they have the two model, 3.84 TB, and another is 7.68 TB. So these model SSD will be there, and you can calculate. And it can have in a cluster have I don't know the actual number. I think yeah, it is 100 or kind of like brick can be happen in a cluster. So now this image, you can see that it is a one F series node image. So you can see that it is segregated, and you can node A, B, C, D, and you can see that this is the six drives which is there. And these all are SSDs as per the configuration. And we'll talk about the backend configuration as well of that. And let's go with the, and this is the series of 600 series. And here you can see that three, so it is a the three hard drives are there. And like it will have four. So it is mostly like the configuration, I need to check on that. It should be four hard drive, not sure, it could be internally one of them, and then kind of one SSD and three HDD, which is showing here. But yeah, we'll later check on the same. And now this is the background. So background is almost same for both of the nodes. And like there are two kind of sockets are coming when you will talk about. One is the which we will talk here, you can see that. So one will be the sorry, let me know, the SFP plus LAN one, network one. Okay, so it will be having SFPs, and then the network as well. So it will be SFP plus the network 10 gig ones. Okay. And when you will have another, so let's talk first here. So 6000 module, when it will be there, it can be support 1 gbps and the 10 gbps as well, 1 gbps 10 gbps as well. And these sfp connections, which we can see that this can be support 10 gbps along with 25 gbps. And this is the IPMI port to connect to the controller. These are the USBs are there, and this is the VGA where you can direct connect. However, when you are having another kind of model of nodes, and in the 6000 and the 10,000, when you will have, so what will happen here, you will have all the network solutions. So these all are network. Okay, so 10 gig T based network sockets are there, and all of these are 10 gig. One thing I also want to mention here, when here it will be a 6000, then it will be 1 or 10, both can type of can be used. Okay, it can be you 1 or 10 gbps, both the port. But when you are having a f10000, then it will be 10 gbps. Okay, it will be also 10 gbps, and here all of them are 10 gbps. And the same IPMI like port is there, and then the USB and the VGA is there. So this is the hardware, the background which is there, and all these are the connections are there. And you will have like 4 nodes in a brick, which is background, you can see that. And 2 power supply is there, and the same thing here you can also see. So like that it will be. And here it is a flash application, like whatever Rubrik you are having the R6000 series, and these are the details, like what is the hardware is there, all these details are there, every model's details are there. And when you will check on the physical environment specification, so these are the there, what is cooling needed, what is the weight and operating system, and the maximum consumption. So these details I have just mentioned, you can go through that. This is the detail. Let's go for the next level. So you can see this is the RCS, Rubrik Security Cloud like dashboard. And this bad dashboard, you can see that, and the thing is that you can modify this according to your need. So right now the cluster capacity, health statistics, protected objects, data centers, and top archival storage, compliance status, task, these are showing. But you can change this view. And when you will launch that, so from here to here it will show, and you can change that. You can dashboard, you have options, multiple options there. Then the cluster, you can go to the cluster, whatever, how many clusters you are, the inventory is there, SLA domain is there, event reports, live mount, there are many things are there, so which we will talk about later in the videos. But I just want to put here, so you can have a look of the the dashboard of the RSC, and you can understand that. And here it is not needed, but you can, so just one, I want to let you know, when you are having a Rubrik cloud cluster, so which kind of environment it is actually placed. So this is played on the, that is definitely backup as a solution it was. Okay, but it is a PaaS kind of environment where application function and data you are managing. Okay, but other than the whole environment, it is managed by the cloud when you are having. So actually what you are doing, AMI you are downloading and installing, right? So application function you are managing, data you are managing, and other all and all these have availability, DR, backups, runtime, OS, virtualization, hardware, data center, all these things will be managed by the vendor, AWS vendor. So just I have added, you can have an idea about that, like on-prem, what things we are managing when you are having infrastructure as a service, PaaS, FaaS, and SaaS, what actually the end user is managing, or what the cloud vendor is managing. And it is a like same for GCP, AWS, and Azure. Okay, so guys, that's all. I just want to give you a overview here. I think this video went a bit long, but yeah, that is all which I want to discuss on this video. And later we'll have other videos as well, where I will talk about more in detail specific to Rubrik only.